ships that haul cargo.
Okay, cool. You have a question?
Yeah, I do.
And your name on the forums?
Yeah, on the forums is Hiromatsu, the handle is
Hiromatsu.
Hiroshi.
We've had your questions before on Wingman Hangar, so.
You're right there. Okay, now, recently we talked about arena modes. And I was wondering if there is any kind of stages in the tournaments, if there is a 1 versus 1, or if it's all against 1 until the last man is standing, or how you try to put that up.
Okay, so the questions about the arena mode that we talked about. So the kind of the idea with arena mode is a little bit like, if you remember the original Wing Commander, there was the arcade machine that you could like play and sort of practice before you actually got out there in a mission. So there's a little bit of that in arena mode. And the other thing that we were thinking was that it would be a good place that people could fly to sort of try tricks or without taking their ships out there and risking losing all the stuff they have. And that's kind of what we're going to run when we go to the dogfighting module. And the idea of arena mode. And then we've been sort of toying with the idea of making, I don't know whether you want to say esports, but the idea that you have different kinds of competitions, and you would have the sort of solo competition, the team competition. So like a team competition would be each team has a certain number of points, and also the ships you pick are worth different points. So like an Aurora will be maybe worth 1 point, but maybe a Constellation is worth, I don't know, 10 points or something. And each team gets to spend their points, have so many ships, and then whichever team gets to 100 points wins the match. And of course, if you blow a Constellation up, it's 10 points, but if you blow an Aurora up, it's 1 point, right? So, yeah, exactly. So we were thinking that we would have kind of classes that would be, only one kind of ship, like sort of NASCAR is a good example in America for that. And then you would have unlimited, like anyone can come with anything they want. So we were going to play around with it. We think it would be kind of fun. I mean, for a start, one of the goals with the dogfighting module and what we do is, like I said, my goal is when we make this game that everyone has as much fun during the process of making the game, that by the time we finish it, everyone feels like they had their money's worth in backing it just from us, making it. So making things like the dogfighting module fun and some of the latest stuff fun. So that's kind of why we want to do more stuff with the arena, and long term I think it'd be good for the game. I mean, we're going to do stuff also when the game's finished, like racing, like you'll be able to compete in the Winston Cup and all these other things. So it's a big universe. It's going to be fun.
Cool. All right.
Just keep on doing it like that. You cannot go wrong.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Just get it done tomorrow, right? Go. Yeah. So what's your name on the forums?
Okay, my name is Tille, Tille. And my question is, you talked before about hit zones so that you can target certain systems, and you also talked about being able to enter opponent ship with a docking collar. Are you able to only dock with the docking collar at the air dock, or are you able to explicitly point at certain vulnerable systems? So there's a certain ship type and the main entry line is running from there to there. Can I explicitly dock with my docking collar exactly on the power line? For aviation, for instance.
Okay, so I guess there's two questions there. One is like, how are you going to dock with another ship? So currently the simple way is you'll definitely be able to dock where there's docking collars, and if the people don't want you on, you'll have to like break your way in and blow them up. I'd like to have some options that you could maybe like cut through a hole in a place, but that's potentially, it's a lot more complicated because just also how you go in, and if we build a ship we have to make sure that you would be able to enter in any area, and that's actually pretty complicated. So maybe you could go through the airlock, and maybe there's a couple other places that we would designate that you could get through. We haven't 100% fully decided on that yet, but my preference would be to make it more than just the airlock if we can. And then like on the targeting the systems, which is slightly different. I mean, the idea is that where the various systems are on a ship. So for instance, if you knew where the power plant is on a certain ship, or you knew where the life support was on a certain ship, or the avionics system was on a certain ship, if you're fighting against that ship and you've knocked down the shields and you've knocked down the armor, to hit that place. The way the engine works, the way the system works, is when your shot goes through the hull of the armor, it's actually doing collision checking against the actual physical system. So we actually place all the ship systems in the ship properly. So it's not that there's just like 10 systems inside a ship, and once you go through the armor, we roll a dice, and 1 to 10 depends on which system you get hit. It would be like literally if the life support system's in the middle and your shot goes through the middle and hits it, you do damage to the life support system, and then all of a sudden, you maybe have, whatever air you've got left in your spacesuit. So there should be a little level of skill involved in that, and if you sort of know what different ships have, maybe okay, this is where this critical system is, and I can target that direction.
Okay. Two more questions. We're good. You guys, one over here, one here, right here. Stand up, please, sir. And your name on the forums?
My name on the forum is Barbarics, and I got a question about the economy. We got a lot of information that the economy will be very in deep and based on the demand. So what will happen if a big clan gets into a system, lock it completely down with like 5 Idrises or like a really big fleet, crush the system down so everything starts to corrode away, and then buy up the whole system for cheap because the prices are low? Is something like that possible in the game?
So that's a good question. I mean, it's more difficult, I'd say, in the way that our game runs, since everybody's not always going to there's multiple instances. We can't have everybody all in the same place at the same time. It's actually going to be pretty hard for someone to completely lock a system down in that situation. But we actually do want a situation where a group of players could have a significant impact on a localized system. We never want to have a group of players have an impact on the whole universe, because that would be problematic, and also it probably wouldn't be that realistic. But we definitely would like to have a group of players get together and then maybe sort of try and monopolize a corner a system. But then also we're going to have some sort of other forces that would be involved. So it should never be easy to do anything, right? So